Dr. Kwesi,
hello.
Just let's move away from this issue briefly. I'm sure we could go on and on about this issue. But let's talk about the Accra Psychiatric Hospital. What we pick up is the fact that the hospital is having difficulty with funds and it's affecting its operations. This was the same issue last year. How come it hasn't been solved?
Well, this is exactly the issue. There is a perennial problem. I suppose this year and last year, probably we are having our fair share of the national economic challenge, or challenges we've been going through.
The national drought of cash.
I suppose so. But we have generally had this perennial problem of lack of cash, not having enough money. But I must quickly say that it is precisely because of this that now we have the new Mental Health Act, which is supposed to give that penalty. The only thing is the fact that it takes a little while for the law to fully mature and for us to see the fruits of the law. Because you need to go through some preparatory phase, and that is what we are doing right now. And if I say preparatory phase, example is the fact that the law establishes a mental health fund. And if the fund is fully functional and operational, then this issue will no longer arise. But that fund will be operational when we have the airline legislative instrument which tells Parliament how to get money into the fund, or by which Parliament will tell the nation how to get money into the fund. One possibility, one source is a part of existing levy, like road fund, get fund, NHIA, VAT, whatever. The Parliament may decide to take part of existing levy or create a new levy. I leave that to the wisdom of Parliament. It's more likely they will take part of existing levy. Now, once that one is done, then regularly we will be having money into the fund. I'm sure somebody will ask, but we have other statutory funds that they're not being paid. That's a different question. But that's a different question. But that will spell out how we can get funds into the money into the fund. Once we have that one, then you will not be going to the Ministry of Health again or the government again to give us money, because you will have that statutory money with which will be run the affairs of the mental health facilities. Until then, issue will arise. Will continue to arise every now and then.
That is the way forward in the future for perhaps what we may call a permanent solution to the cash drought. But right now, you need the money. What is it that you have been told as to when this money is going to come?
Well, we are giving promises every now and then. So now we are only hoping that any moment from now, money will be released. That is, we are hoping. But until then, if it's not released, then you have to put in some measures. And one such measure amongst possibilities is the fact that you have to upload the cost of care to the patients, and they will need to pay. Indeed, for Monday, if you don't get money between now and Monday, you will need to get patients to pay 550 Ghana cedis before they are admitted.
And hitherto, when you have the funds, do they have to pay that 550 cedis?
They don't have to pay anything.
They didn't have to pay anything.
As of now, they don't have to pay anything. But if you don't have money from the government, that is what you need to do.
And these are mostly patients who cannot afford the 550 Ghana cedis.
That's the danger. Because frankly, we know a number of times we all have to dip our hands into our pockets and give out money to patients. And now these are the very patients we are saying they should pay money. So that becomes obviously a big problem. And we hope that we won't get to that point.
I see. What is the resultant effect of people not being able to access health care when it comes to mental health?
Before I come to the immediate effect, let me go to the ultimate effect. We talk about creating wealth with health. If you don't have health, you can't create wealth. If you were not healthy, you couldn't have come to work today. Now, there is no health also without mental health. There's no point being physically strong and not being mentally well. So it means that without mental health, you can't create wealth. So ultimately, if our mental health is not good, we are not treating patients well, it will affect us economically as a nation, and our productivity will go down. For all you care, if there was a mental health economist who was actually to calculate how much we are losing as a result of not attending to our proper mental health care, that problem might be contributing to our economic mess that we find ourselves in. So ultimately, that is it.
Very well.
In the short term, in the short term, before you even get to that ultimate thing, is that imagine that on a particular day, we don't admit patients. And on any very day, at least at our psychiatric hospital, we admit between 10 and 20 patients, very aggressive patients. Now, if you don't admit these patients and they went to the street, each one killing one or two people, imagine what would happen. National security threat. Again, even before you get there, the two sides we've been hearing every now and then, somebody's committing suicide or homicide, killing other people. Most of these are really mental health problems. Drug abuse going on is a mental health problem. Armed robbery, highway robbery, lots of these people are on drugs before they embark on that. All these are mental health issues. So if you don't attend to our mental health and we leave it to hang as we've been doing all along, then we expose ourselves. A lot of things we call social vices are the consequence of our neglect of mental health. And I call that just a justifiable divine retribution for neglect of mental health.
Doc, I'm afraid we'd have to leave it here for now. I'm sure we'll find time to continue this conversation. Dr. Akwesi Osei is Chief Psychiatrist at the Accra Psychiatric Hospital. Now, I'll be right back. Don't go away.